Patrol! Wait a second, I mean Doom Force. Hello, Governor. This is Gibson Shamar from Hikati Media, ready to welcome you to the new year with a new video where we'll have a neat conversation about Doom Force! I mean Doom Patrol. You know what I mean. So, we're gonna do this every few weeks throughout the year. I won't be talking about the latest releases. I'll be talking about the shows I've just finished watching. So please bear with me with the weird schedule and upload schedule. In this kind of video, I'll examine the shows and talk about the characters, the overall plot, and accuracy to the source material. Okay? Doom Force is a really weird show that spans across different genres like mystery, action, with some horror elements, and mostly comedy. Like, oh, what the twatity is this? What in the name of Mentos Catatonia is going on here? Doom Patrol is about a group of misfits, freaks, and weirdos recruited by this weirdo so that he could discover the secret to their immortality. Or something. We have Cliff Steele, Rita Farr, Crazy Jane, and Larry Trainer. Each one of them is going through stuff in life that helps us get to know them and relate to them. Cliff was a douchebag and a bad dad, then finds out that he lost years of his life due to a car accident and is now in a robot body, unable to get an orgasm or feel anything, basically. He spends the season coming to terms with that. Rita is a struggling actress with self-esteem issues. She spends the season picking herself up and learning to be confident. She had also lost her lover to Mr. Negative in the previous incarnation of the Doom Patrol. His name was Mento, whom I really wish was in the main cast because he's actually kind of my favorite character on the source material at least, and the cartoon in the Doom Patrol, of course. But, you win some, you lose some. At least we have an adaptation of Doom Patrol. Yeah. So, Crazy Jane has multiple personality disorder, and each personality has its own powers. She spends the season displaying fatherless behavior, and Cliff tries to be that for her, but she doesn't want that or like that. Her objective is trying to keep herself together and create peace between the different personas within her psyche. And Larry is gay. He is gay, and as a result, has become a recluse and is the most isolated of the group. Always just minding his own business and thinking about the wife and kids he left behind due to his car accident and condition. By the end of the season, Cliff came to terms with himself, Rita got control over her powers when she became confident, Crazy Jane pieced herself together, and Larry came to terms with what he had done. They became a team and beat Mr. Negative. Boom! Season 1 ended. Season 2 starts, and Cliff has daddy issues. Rita is trying to become an actress. Jane is having trouble keeping herself in check, and Larry is contemplating about the family he didn't treat right, and his former boyfriend whom he screwed over too. Cliff forms a bond with his daughter, whom he found out is alive. Rita gains confidence in herself. Jane pieces herself together. Larry comes to terms with what he has done. They fight the bad guy and defeat him. Boom! Season 3 has started once they've beaten the bad guy. Season 3 has Cliff with daddy issues and grandpa issues. Rita is struggling with her confidence and doesn't quite have control over her powers. Jane is having trouble keeping herself in check. Larry is having problems with that spirit thing that seems to have impregnated him with itself and hurts him whenever the team argues. And he's dealing with the fact that he was a bad dad to his youngest son. Oh, and Cyborg has been with them since season 1, trying to be a superhero. I'm not sure who he's trying to impress, if it's himself, his dad, or the world. I'm sorry if that felt tacked on, but he kind of was in the show too. If you think my summaries felt a bit repetitive, that's because they probably were. Doom Patrol is one of DC's best series, but it suffers from being repetitive. The characters go through the same arcs every season, and every season ends with them becoming a team, only for it to be undone immediately in the following season, and redone slightly differently. I haven't started season 4, but it seems that they may finally be moving forward instead of retreading the past over and over again. Rita has taken over as leader of the group because despite her self-esteem issues, she managed to see that their inactivity has to be snuffed out, and she was the best choice for leader of the team because basically she was the only one who wanted to get things done in season 3. Everyone else was just minding their own business. We also have to remember that the original leader of the team was Mento, her ex, so she definitely picked up on a few things while they were together. The show does a wonderful job of showing a group of misfits and weirdos coming together for a common cause. It also does things superhero shows don't do nowadays, show characters going through problems that aren't related to the main story. They're linked to their personalities and life stories. And I must say, their personalities are very strong and well explored. Cliff isn't just a neglectful father, he's a very flawed man who came from a flawed upbringing, but is kind on the inside and wants to become a better person on the outside too, not just implied stuff, We're not just told that he's a messed up guy or just shown hints that he's been a shady guy his whole life, like some characters who go through redemption arcs we don't fully see. Rita is a virtuous woman who knows how much she matters, at least to herself, who is always kicked down by the world, and it causes periods of self-doubt. The self-doubt results in her lack of control over her stretchy powers. Jane is in a constant fight with her many personas inside her head. She's the most complex character in the show. She could go from sweet and innocent to a psychopath at the snap of a finger, literally. And she's freaking powerful. The point I have to add is that she helps us understand multiple personality disorder better. She's also a real character, not some attempt to prove to people that the show is inclusive and diverse. I did, however, find her story in season 2 with that orgy guy a bit awkward, where she was lecturing him about women's autonomy and all, but I just let it slide. Also, with the way she's handled in the show, she goes from this character who has a chance of being better, like a better person, because she's often rude and disrespectful towards everybody around her. And, Cliff, trying to be the father to her, he tries to change her. But, as the show goes on, he just becomes more comfortable with the way she is. And I think that it's not a very good way of dealing with the character. I know that she has multiple personality disorder and everything, but it feels like they're kind of validating her behavior because of her condition. And it just kind of sets a bad precedent. I understand that it's a show, and I don't like it when shows preach to people. I don't like it when shows tell us how we should behave. I like it when shows just reflect human behavior, but I still felt like they should probably work on the characters actually telling Jane that what she does, how she approaches people, how she treats people, how she talks to them, isn't the right way to do things. But then again, that's just me. I just think that it's a very Gen Z thing for them to just leave bad behavior and blame it on mental health problems. But all in all, her character is still interesting and she is entertaining. But I just feel like she could be a little more. They don't have to change her, but at least have the characters get annoyed with what she does, rather than just accept it and live with it. So, yeah. Larry is also a good character. He's not turned from a straight guy in the source material to a guy in the show that likes other guys, just for the creators of the show to tell us that they're inclusive and diverse. It's because the actor playing him is gay. Because it's just adding new dimensions to the character. It's not done in a, by the way, he's gay because it's the 2020s and we need to show all kinds of people in our shows. Way, just for the sake of it. They actually do something with the twist. They tell a story with it, and the story is well told. It doesn't lecture anyone or pander. It just tells the story it wants to tell and leaves it at that. But then again, there was the scene with the mother who was like,
I have prayed over this, Larry. I have prayed for you to change and to be the man that Cheryl needs you to be.
Can't you love me for who I am? Why is that so hard?
In my heart, I know that you don't want to bring shame to my life and your father's life. We are God-fearing members of this community.
and I was like, yeah, you're definitely raising a few eyebrows there, but okay. Yeah. All in all, although he is the most lax out of the team, he is the most interesting character of the bunch. Cyborg comes in and is all like, let's be a team, and the others just tell him to go away. He goes on this quest to understand his past, his role, and his destiny, while working on his relationship with his father, the Gen Z way. Basically, that means blame everything wrong on in his life on his dad. Let criminals and felons go, then tell the dad that he doesn't get it and has no right to talk. And the dad accepts, and that's that. Honestly, it looks like he's filling in the gap left by Beast Boy, the hopeful teenager of the group, who can be somebody under the right guidance. He goes through ups and downs, and once the show kind of runs out of things they can do with him, and they run into a dead end, they just do what they do with every black character in a superhero show. Take a moment to talk about racial injustice in America, even if that thread doesn't take the main story anywhere, or even his story anywhere. I mean, he let a felon go because she said that because she faces racial injustice, every single crime she commits should go unpunished. And he lets her go. Why? Well, okay then. Anyway, Doom Patrol is just a freaking amazing show. The comedy works, it's on point, the show's weirdness is perfectly meshed into the very humanized characters it shows. I mean, we have a guy transform into a butt right in front of our eyes, and at the same time, we're dealing with multiple personality disorder, survival guilt, resentfulness, job hunting, pregnancy, and domestic life. This show is a departure from a regular TV show that we've been looking for. I mean, everything else becomes formulaic at some point, but this show just keeps it original the whole time. It stays in its own lane. It just does whatever it feels like doing, and it all works. I definitely recommend this. 9 out of 10. Anyway, thanks for watching this, guys. I'll come back once I'm done watching WandaVision, and that will probably be next week or the week after, because I am going to finish it this week. But, you know, video editing takes a bit of time, and, well, I have a full-time job, and the work schedule is pretty hefty, considering I also have to watch the shows. So, yeah. Anyway, keep in touch with the channel, keep up to date with everything we've got, and I'll see you around. See you next time. Also, did you know that Niles Calder was once James Bond?